Hey there everyone, what's up? Here today with just a look at this book I bought here today. This is the Shin Megami Tensei IV official design guide. It's just an art book basically for Shin Megami Tensei IV. So we're just gonna look at it briefly. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because you should buy it yourself. But I will give you a good look at it and talk about some parts of it. So here we go, Shin Megami Tensei IV. Here is the official guide. You can see this says Birth of the Shin Megami Tensei IV, which is not correct English, but whatever. It's a Japanese book. So here you can see the cover, and we will flip this over. There's not much on the back actually. This little bar here is pretty, I mean, I can remove it, but there's nothing below it, so you'll be able to see there's just crosses. But yeah, this does show the sections of the book. You can see it starts from here, so there's the world, and then people, and then demons, and nothing, basically. That's essentially what that is, nothing. But it's actually an interview with some of the developers. But we will look at this. So let's get into just some stuff in here that I thought was cool. Here you can see the world guide. And in the world guide, I won't show the whole thing, but there are some kind of concept sketches that I thought were cool, that are different from how they turned out in the game. It's not there. But here is the main kind of East Mikado. But the initial designs for it are here. And you can see this one, they look pretty different. It's pretty neat though. Let's see. Here's more of East Mikado. Here are some of the I don't know what the English names. I don't know the English names for anything in Shin Megami Tensei. So if I say something that doesn't sound right, I'm just using the Japanese name. This is Akira. And here, like, they show a bunch of different statues, which were like the initial view. But you can see, like, over here and over here, the sword is in different hands and stuff, but over here it's like a totally different statue, and here it's like completely different. I thought that was kind of neat. And you get to see the kind of watercolor concept art for some of the scenes. It's actually pretty interesting. When we get into the characters, you'll see that there's a lot of stuff that's different. There's like some different designs for the characters, and some I think are better than the actual designs that did make it in. This is the more East Mikado. And I liked this one especially because it's the church, I guess. There's a car. It's maybe like some kind of armored car. I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't notice that in the game, so I'm not sure if it's actually there, but wait, there is a car in the game, isn't there? I don't remember. But yep, here are our kind of towns. And this was another point I thought was that I've seen the English name and it's different. This is Ragjuatis, the poor people, I guess, and I don't remember what their name is in English, but it's different. And then you have the casualities. The Ragjualis is the rich people, but this one is the casualities, which is the poor people. So I think those were both different in the English translation. I liked this, that they put this in here. I thought like this side story in the game was pretty interesting. The baker, the bread man. I thought he had a pretty interesting kind of side story. Here we can see some of the outdoor scenes. I won't dwell on those. But there are some cool things. This is a pretty cool art scene here of the Black Samurai. I really liked the cocoons in this game. There was a lot of good stuff, but the cocoon was a pretty good, nice touch. There's a lot of stuff in this game that is taken directly from 1 and 2, and it's pretty interesting how it turns out. But here is like the Minotaur. The Minotaur was a good design. I really like the character design for some of the new demons, and some of them are terrible. And we'll look at them later, and we'll see. You can see the difference. I wish this is a really nice picture of the Sky Tower. When we go through this, this is Tokyo. Some of the concept art for Tokyo is really nice. I really wish the game could the 3DS could handle more stuff like this, because the scenes in the game are kind of like this, except they're much more empty. There's a lot less people, and I think that's probably a hardware limitation, where they just couldn't put a ton of people walking around in the dungeon parts where you're in the towns. But it would have been cool if it were actually more like this, where there's it's populated in a way. You know, like you can see here, there's actually a lot of people kind of wandering around, but when you actually go into places, there's like usually 1 or 2 people wandering. Even here, there's like 4 people on the screen, and I don't think there's ever a point where there's 4 people wandering anywhere in the game. So it's kind of, you know, it's probably, my guess it's a hardware limitation, but that would have been it. You can at least see that they had planned to have a bit more in the original design images here. But this book is actually pretty nice. I'm gonna skip ahead so I don't there's a lot of kind of spoilery type stuff in here, so I'm just gonna kind of skip ahead to the Makai here. This is like the other worlds. This is Makai, but the section is Ikai, which is like different worlds than the main world. So this is like Makai is the kind of the demon world. So you can see the black and white area, and this little girl in the kind of hallucination area. I don't know what that is actually in the game. Here's the afterworld, the river Styx, you can see, and some of these I don't know what they're called in English, but they're the Kikaiku-kan, which is the kind of demon nests. I don't know what they are actually in English, but they look like if you saw Prometheus or something, they look kind of like that. They're very kind of H.R. Giger inspired, which I enjoy. But here is like something I thought. Here's the concept art for the law route. You can see how it's different. Here's the actual. I mean, this isn't a spoiler. It's right in the beginning of the game. But here it's different. He's like sitting on the head of like a giant robot here. And you can see he looks a lot different. I thought that was kind of cool. You can see a lot of this concept art is different. And here's the Chaos World. I mean, Lucifer Palace here is nice. Lucifer Palace, I think, is a pretty good end stage, but I like the law end stage better. The one that moves around and the floors disappear. I like that one. This is the people section. The people section is pretty interesting because the character designs, the initial designs, are really different for some characters, and some of them are actually a lot better, in my opinion, at least. Here's your main character, the white samurai armor. But you can see here are some different kind of designs for the main character, and I think almost all of these are in the game. Here's Jonathan, the law root character. But here are some earlier designs. You can see his hair is different. here is like how he turned out a little bit more like this. Then we have Walter, the Chaos Hero, and his initial designs aren't incredibly different. He looks like Akira here in these ones. You'll see Akira later on, but he got a little less facial scar, and that was kind of transferred to another character. And we have Isabeau. Isabeau, I'm not sure which of her designs I like better. I think I like this one the best. Maybe this one. The two concept ones I like better than the actual one, even though I kind of like the actual one too. Here's Navarre. Here's some concept images for Navarre, and he's got a bunch of different ones. And you can see, like, here's his. This one is actually, I think, the most fitting for his character. In the actual one, he just looks kind of like a greaser or something. It's pretty cool. But here's Hope, the samurai. You can see his concept art is really different. He has long hair. And Hugo, I think, here is the like the high priest. I don't know what he is in the English name, but here is some different concept arts for him. And actually, like, these concept arts I don't think capture the douchebaggery of Hugo. I think, like, this one, I think the actual one is perfect for him. Every time I see his face, I just want to smack him in the game too. So it's kind of like, here's Gabby. Gabby's concept art isn't incredibly different. She just turned into a more kind of nun-looking image than originally. We have Kay. I like his concept art much better than the actual one. He looks too friendly here. He looks all grizzled here, which is pretty nice. Issachar, I think the one they chose is the best one for Issachar. You can see we have Yuriko, and Yuriko is like a throwback to Shin Megami Tensei 1, but there's way more throwbacks to Shin Megami Tensei 2 in this game. Here is Kaga. There's no concept art for her, but I really wish she didn't. I wish she was in the game longer. I won't spoil it, but I wish she had been in it. She was badass. Badass character who died. I spoiled it. Whatever. People in this game die. It happens. But here's Tayama, who is like one of the Law Route characters. He is. I like this concept art for him. It seems to fit the personality he has. This one seems to fit more than this one, but they're both pretty good. They both fit to me. I mean, I think they're both pretty good. This one, not so much. Definitely not this one. But this one is okay, these two. And the one they actually chose is pretty good. Fujiwara is... Yeah, I think I like the one they chose. Sugihagi is a pretty cool looking character. Here you can see his concept is... It's not much different, actually. His patchwork face. And Hikaru, I don't know what her name is in English, but Hikaru is essentially light in Japanese. I'm sure there's no kanji for her name, you can see, but I'm sure it's supposed to be like light because for obvious reasons, I think. But yeah, here we have, this one is the best one, I think, for the huge change in the concept art. Is Kiyoharu is this old kind of guy with his cross face. But here is the original concept for him. It's totally different. And they kind of moved it over to here, where we have Akira, who I mentioned earlier. You can see his facial scar that was on the same. It's in the same place as the original concept for Walter. So, and you have Steven, and here is a pretty cool one. You have burrows, full body burrows, so you can actually see what's below her shoulders, which you never see in the game. So they're burrows, full body. But yeah, I'll skip ahead. There's a lot of equipment stuff. Ooh, lost that. Okay, so here you can see all the characters, and I'll just flip through these quickly. You can see the armors. This isn't even all the armor, because the armor I used mostly was the golden. This was a really fun armor. It reminded me of Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill 3. I used this armor a lot, but I actually mostly used the Strange Journey Demonica suit. Not the black one, the gold one. So here are... This is just some interview... Oh, wait. This is an overview of the world and the demons. But you can see here are, like, some new demon designs. Here is, like, the Minotaur. I thought was a really cool design. And this one seems almost like a normal Shin Megami Tensei kind of Kaneko design. It's not, but it seems similar. And then these ones totally turn into Kamen Rider. Durahan here, pretty good one. I like that one. I kind of like these Kamen Rider ones, but they totally don't fit with the other demons, the Kaneko demons at least. They look cool though. They look like Kamen Rider villains though. And this one I think looks pretty good. It's not my favorite design or anything, but it kind of fits the same style. This one too, Chemtrail. Chemtrail you might not see in the game if you just play through quickly. It's one of the fiends that you have to kind of find. It's a new fiend actually. So Chemtrail. That's and here are some of the other some other bosses. I don't want to go through all of them, but so here, like, I liked a lot of those ones. This is the one I hate the most. The Medusa. The Medusa looks... I really dislike this one. The lines are really thick. It looks really bizarre to me. It like totally doesn't fit with anything else in the game either. It's probably the worst new demon design in the game. And here's like Asmodeus. You can get armor to look just like... You make your character look like this. This one also, all these are done by the same designer, so you can tell this is kind of the Lucifer design is similar in kind of style to the same the Medusa one, but this one actually pulls it off well, whereas the Medusa does not. And here is Masakado, another kind of totally different appearance, but still Shin Megami Tensei 2 kind of... His role is pretty much the same. I mean, it's not as strong in Shin Megami Tensei 2, but... I liked these ones. I liked this one too because it reminded me of one of the final bosses for Shin Megami Tensei 2. This is Kenji. And this was the new design for Omoi Kane. I thought it's pretty good. It's not the original, but it's good. And these ones I really liked. I really liked these designs. This is Pluto and the P Army, but these are actually models. These aren't drawings, which I thought was cool. So somebody actually built models for them, whoever the designer was. And I thought that was pretty neat. So this one too. And you can see here's Lilith. Michael, Raphael. Who is that? Gabriel. Uriel. You can see all the angels got redesigned. Not all of them, actually. Just a lot of the main ones. Melkabar. But yeah. So then that's pretty much it. There's an interview at the end and some more concept art. You can see the kind of differences between these. I really think Jonathan looks terrible in this one. Isabeau looks really good in this one, though. Yeah, that's about it. There's this book has a lot of good stuff in it. We just skipped over a bunch of it, but if you enjoyed this game, it's not an expensive book. I think the cost was about $25, a little. I mean, I actually paid for it with points. I had like a points on a card, so I didn't have to. I paid about $10 for it, but it looks pretty nice. And you can see like a kind of, here's the cover without any of the text. So here. But yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to talk about this book. It's pretty cheap. You can probably get it on Amazon Japan for $25 or so. It's not that expensive. It has a nice amount of stuff in here, and it's a pretty high quality book, and it's not so expensive. So if you're a fan of the game like I am, and you want to have the art book, you should probably pick it up. Check it out. I'll try and put a link below if I can. But yeah, that's about it. So I'll see you guys next time.